Alright, so since the introduction of the RBEC maps, I have personally been seeing a lot of people struggling in these matches. Most of the time when I see people struggling, it is because they run out of fuel before the game even ends. So, what you gotta do in RBEC is just take full fuel. If you are in a non-afterburning plane, I would definitely take a higher fuel load, but personally for me, I would just play it safe and take full fuel anyway. And especially in an afterburning jet, you want to take full fuel. Now, that doesn't mean stay on your afterburner the entire time. The best thing you can do is use the afterburner, get up to altitude, say 5,000 meters or more, and then cut your burner. You're going to be able to reach a higher speed up there that we can get across the map at a higher rate. And at higher altitudes, the jet engine will run more efficiently and save fuel. But once you get up there, you want to cut burner just to save your fuel. If you're using afterburner the entire time, you are going to run out of fuel and you are not going to make it until the match ends. In the RBEC matches, you will be relying more on your Fox 1 missiles, your Sparrows, your RB-71s, your Sky Flashes, and this is where any aircraft that has a pulse Doppler radar will have its time to shine and possibly dominate. Now, the easiest way to avoid getting shot down by a Fox 1 missile is to notch your enemy's radar. To notch the radar, you want to fly at a 90-degree angle to their radar. So basically, you want to be perpendicular to your enemy's radar. This only works with pulse Doppler radar, however, so if they are not in an aircraft with pulse Doppler radar, or if they are and they're just not using a pulse Doppler mode, notching the radar will not work. When it comes to pulse Doppler radar, the most effective way to not get locked onto and avoid getting shot down by their missile is to notch it, because as far as I am aware, chaff does not work with pulse Doppler radar. In addition, with the RBEC matches, you have ground targets, air targets, scouting planes, etc. Taking these out will drastically lower your enemy's tickets and will more likely lead to a victory. You do not have to take out all the enemy aircraft in order to get a win. You can have many people still left on your team and still lose just because the enemy took out these AI targets. You actually have different objectives in RBEC matches that you do not have in regular RB matches. This adds a better dynamic to the RB game mode as a whole. It gives you more options and things to do in order to secure a victory. A lot of people do not like this, a lot of people do. I personally love it and think it has been needed for a long time. As Gaijin gets to add more modern and advanced aircraft like the F-14 for example, these maps are going to be needed. So the F-14 had the M54 Phoenix, which had a maximum range of about 100 nautical miles or 190 kilometers. The small RB maps are just simply not going to be good for a missile with that kind of range. So as we get into the future of War Thunder and what's to come, these maps are a fantastic addition, and it really opens up a lot of possibilities as to what we will be able to do in the game in the future. Now, if you do not like these maps, you can always go in and either ban them or dislike them. If you are a free-to-play player with no premium, you can only dislike a map. If you have premium, you have the option to ban a map, but I believe you can only ban one map at a time. If you really like the maps, you can go in and like them like I did, and that way you are more likely to get them in your queue. If you dislike them, it reduces your odds of getting the maps when you are in the queue. And now, I know this video is a little bit differently from what I typically upload, because my typical uploads are just nothing but shit posting, but I've been seeing a lot of people struggling and a lot of people that really hate the RBEC maps, so I just wanted to do a quick little run through on it, with a little bit of tips here and there, and that way hopefully that can help you guys out, and that way you can have a better time whenever you're playing the game.